Hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and today we are having an update from the global speed stick competition that has been going on. There is still a lot of really good speeds coming in from around the world. Of course, much of the northern hemisphere is kind of going offline now because of the weather, which should mean, in theory, that the southern hemisphere is coming online, and we want to be seeing more speeds from everybody south of the equator, because we know that you get those sweet trade winds and good conditions. So if you are going out sailing and you are down there, then put a GPS on your boat and send me the results of your run. Even if you're not hitting the top spot on the leaderboard, still send in those speeds, because the world needs to know this. So let's crack on and have a look at what's been going on. So starting off with, I've had an unofficial record come in from a guy who is a cat sailor, but he mistakenly went out windsurfing. His name's Dragoon. He went out in New Hampshire, USA, on Lake Winnipesaukee. How does that sound? And he went out windsurfing and he hit 28.67 knots, which is absolutely cooking. But unfortunately, the speed stick, the global speed stick, is only for boats. So only for boats, no more windsurfers. Dragoon is a doctor of physical therapy student at Plymouth State University in the USA. So there we go. So on with the leaderboard. In 50th position, we've got Christian. 49, we have Joey. 48, we've got Chris and Karen on a 16 in Texas. 47, we've got Marnique in the Netherlands on a Hobie 14. In 46, we've got James on an RS Aero. And fresh in 48th position, we've got Emil and Sebastian on a Hobie 16 sailing in Kolding Bay, Denmark, with 14.7 knots. 44, we've got Bill sailing the 18 Magnum. 43, we've got Mark and Jameson in Clearwater, Florida. In 42nd, we've got Todd and Chris on a Hobie 16, Lake Hartwell, Georgia. 41st, we've got my friend Jeff Kress from Gear Report, solo on the 16 in Greensboro, North Carolina. 40th position, we've got David on the Prindle 18. 39th, we've got Chad and Brian on a Hobie 16 in Cartle Lake, Illinois. Is that a great lake? Sounds great. In 38th, we've got Christian and Wolf in Germany on a Hobie Tiger. In 37th, we've got Chase, Jim and Colette on a 16. 3 up. You can put as many people as you want on your boat. You can go single-handed. You could go 2 up, 3 up, even 4. 5 up, and the dog, that's fine as well. You could even send the boat out just with the GPS on, with nobody on it. See how fast it goes if you ever get it back. Yeah, so cracking on. 36th, we've got Martinas on the Nacra 5.2 in Lithuania. In 35th, we've got Marco on a 16 in Melchesini, Lake Garda. In 34th, we've got Dimitri on the Nacra 460, Folsom Lake, California. 33rd, we've got Nicholas on a Hobie 16. 32nd, we have Hobie One Kenobi in Sacramento River, USA on the 16. And fresh in 31st, we have got Jonathan and Preston on a Hobie 16 in Lake Norman, North Carolina, hitting 16.51 on a Hobie 16. Nice. In 30th place, we've got Daniel, Timothy and Stephen. That's a 3 up on a Hobie 16. And fresh in 29th, we've got Todd, single-handed on a Hobie 16, 16.6. That's Todd in Lake Hartwell, Georgia. 28th, we have Carlos on the Hobie 16, single-handed. I haven't got a location for that just now. That's 16.68. Then another single-handed 16 in 27th, we have Russell. Then we have Herbert on the FX1 in Austria. Then another one just in on a Hobie 16 in Palm Beach, Florida. We've got Robert and Aaron hitting 17.19. Oh yeah. Then cracking on 24th, we have Kevin on the 16. 23rd, we've got Bailey and Charlie on a flying 11 in Australia. 17.5 knots. That is cooking on such a craft. Then in 22nd, we've got Andrew and Julie on the 16 in Panama City, Florida. In 21st, we've got Chris and Matthias on a Hobie 16 in Germany. And fresh in France, in Nacra, we've got Philippe. I don't know who he was sailing with on this occasion, on a Dart 18. I'm pretty sure it was a Dart 18. It might have been on his Hobie 16, but I'm pretty sure it was a Dart 18. 17.95. Cooking the goose, giving it the beans. Then into the top 20 now. In 19th, we have Eric the Hammer solo on a 16 in the USA. 18th, we've got Jose and Hugo on the Nacra 5.7 in Spain. Then in 17th, we've got Arnold on a Hobie 16 in Germany. In 16th position on his Prindle 19, we have Chris in the Gulf of Mexico. 18.42. Then in 15th, we've got Holger and Guido sailing a Hobie Tiger in the Netherlands. Then in 14th, we have Robert on an FX1, also sailing in Holland. Then in Qatar, in Doha, Qatar, in 13th, we've got Fulvio single-handed on the Hobie 16. Very nice. Then in 12th, we have Mike and Andrew on the Hobie 16 in Bristol, Indiana. 19.37. We are really starting to cook now. I think you'll agree. In 11th, sailing a Hobie Tiger. Who could it be? It is Ed and Zach sailing at Felixstowe Ferry on the east coast of the UK, which happens to be where I'm from. Then in 10th, top 10, exciting times. We have got, and this one's fresh in, sailing a Nacra into 20 in the Netherlands in Grevelingermeer, 20.1 knots. We've got Koen and Roos. Then in 9th, we've got Tom on the Hobie Fox, Lake Annecy, France, 21.38. Then notching it up to 21.7, we've got Steve and Nick Collins on the Hobie 16, Lake Lanier, Georgia. Notching it up a bit more. This is getting exciting. And a very fast bit of monohull sailing on the RS 800 in Axmouth, in South Devon, the UK. 22.2 knots for Steve and Oscar. And then fresh in, we've got coming all the way from Poland. On a Hobie 16, we've got Adam and Staskek sailing on Zerges Lake near Warsaw. 22.24 on the Hobie 16 there in Poland. Then in 5th place, and this is fresh in also. That previous one, by the way, was moving up. This next one, fresh in, we've got Oliver Elwood, and Will Holland on the Hobie Fox in Spain, in Colonia de Saint Pierre, Mallorca. 22.3 knots there in Spain for Oliver and Will. Then in 4th place in Mozambique, he's been sitting on top here as the top Hobie 16 for some time. Come on, 16 sailors, wherever you are in, what about anybody in Perth, Australia? You get a lot of wind there. I bet at least 12 people have got Hobie 16s. Why don't you go out and smash it? Not that I want Damien here to be beaten, but there are bigger speeds out there. 22.4 in Maputo, Mozambique. Damien's got a new boat just in, so we're looking forward to seeing some big speeds from Damien on his new boat. Then this is, we're entering into the top three. The top three are all in the realms of ridiculous speeds. Okay, so these speeds are pretty juicy. In third place, we have Dennis, who banged in 24.35 knots on an FX1. Dennis is from Germany. That is very fast for an FX1. I've been trying for probably the last 10 years to go as fast as possible on an FX1, and somehow Dennis has unlocked the key and done 24 knots when I can't do over 20. Well done, Dennis, for that in third. In second, getting more ridiculous, we've got Pietro and Fabio from Italy on the Flying Dutchman, 25.1 knots. Bonkers. And then on the top spot, and they're not going to be leaving that top spot ever, I should think, is Bryce and Scott on a Prindle 18.2 with 25.8 knots. That must have been absolutely terrifying, probably in a tornado or a hurricane strength wind to go that fast on such a boat. But well done for getting out there and giving it the beans with the biggest kahunas on the planet. So there we go. That was your global speed stick update. Very well done to everybody who's been out there giving it the big beans. If you are yet to get out there and give it the big beans, just make sure that you have got a GPS device on your boat when you go sailing, and just check out the description below for how to go about submitting your results, and then you can be on this leaderboard as well. Thanks again to everybody who's been supporting the channel, whether it's been through Patreon, anybody who's been shopping in the totaljoyrider.com online store. If you are looking at shopping for Christmas, then fresh in, and this is just for Christmas, we've got the Hobie 16 t-shirt or hoodie that looks like this. I think you'll agree this is a very flavoursome item. This is available as a t-shirt or a hoodie or on a bottle. Yeah, I've got bottles as well. These are metal bottles that keep your drink cold if it's cold, or hot if it's hot. Here's the Joyrider TV giving it the beans bottle. Yeah, so there we go. Head over to Joyrider, totaljoyrider.com for your Christmas shopping. Don't leave it too late. Postage may take a while. But thanks again. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who has been supporting the channel. There will be more videos coming soon. Show Us Your Cat, of course, still every Sunday. So stay tuned. And we'll see you next time. But if you are going out on your boat, put a GPS device on there. Put your telephone in a dry bag with some sort of app running a GPS, and send it. Thank you.